Going on YouTube, I'm back again, and I had some news that was breaking. Don't seem like it was covered everywhere because I didn't hear that much about it, but I'm trying to get the story back up real quick because some of y'all ain't gonna get the story. Some of y'all already heard the story, and I mean, it is what it is. But that should be pretty close to it. Where is the thing at? Figure skating move too sexy for Olympics. Ain't that something? I suppose it could be. Like I said, I want to share this story with you because it's very important. And it leaves some questions. It leaves your mind with some questions. Look at Will Smith. When he was young. Big head stuff. And look, the story is not even showing up here. This is Yahoo, guys. You can go and look up this stuff yourself. This is Yahoo. The story is not even there anymore. Look at there. Show you how much respect they have. They have all this other crap in here. Listen to this. Trump budget would partially replace food stamps with benefits with canned goods, facing $1 trillion deficit of his. Just past tax cuts. President Trump has an idea on how to get some of that money back, making poor people eat. Listen to this crap. Making poor people eat beans and rice. That's a waste of that right there is just basically a way to discredit the tax plans. What a piece of crap these news outlets are. They really are pieces of crap, man. Anything he does good, they're gonna find something negative about. If he cured cancer, they'd say, let's say if he cured testicular cancer, they say he was sexist because he didn't cure breast cancer. That's how they work, and it's sickening. Sickening. Talking about Barack and Michelle's portraits. Barack portrait, as far as him being painted, he looks good. He looks piggy old, but the painting looks good. I don't get him sitting in the forest or whatever. And Michelle's painting, that woman does not look like Michelle. Pretty, but she don't look like Michelle at all. I know Michael Savage, he was complaining about it. Now see what he was complaining about. And I wish I had my notes right here. But here we go. They took it off their main page. And I better go ahead and go to Fox, since that's ABC. ABC will probably be sitting there cheering it on. Like, yay! Get scare tactic. We're just vetting her. Anyway, Donald Trump Jr.'s wife was taken to the hospital after opening an envelope with white powder. So she was taken to the hospital Monday morning when she opened a letter containing white powder that was later determined to be non-hazardous. It was actually cornstarch, which is what it was. Said his daughter-in-law opened it, and it was addressed to Donald Trump Jr. just after 10 a.m. this morning at the couple's Manhattan apartment. Now they're saying that it's unclear what it was, but reports that came out later on saying it was cornstarch. Vanessa was taken to the hospital as a precaution, police said. 2 other people who were also exposed and taken to the hospital. A hazmat crew was called to the scene, and they began decontamination procedures shortly after the incident. Trump Jr. tweeted of the scary situation and blamed the incident on people with opposing views. And in actuality, that was... The letter said something about The letter said something about this was revenge for Donald Trump Jr.'s past transgressions or something like that. So of course the children were harmed. Nobody was harmed by it. Goes on to say that truly disgusting, and that certain individuals choose to express their opposing views with such disturbing behavior. Trump Jr. tweeted, "Thankful that Vanessa and my children are safe and unharmed after the incredible scary situation that occurred this morning. Truly disgusting that certain individuals choose to express their opposing views with such disturbing behaviors." Junior, of course, is the oldest kid. He was married to Vanessa back in 2005. They've got 5 children, so he's been tearing her up. Just bam, boom, tearing it up. So, police and Secret Service, they're still investigating the incident. U.S. Secret Service said the Secret Service and our law enforcement partners in New York are investigating this suspicious package addressed to Winterby, blah, 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 blah. Active investigation and can't come in any further. So, Ivanka, she went ahead and she tweeted too, thinking of Miss Vanessa and wishing I was by her side today. No one deserves to be frightened this way. There is no excuse. There's really not any excuse. The only thing the Trumps are doing is taking the power from the government and giving it back to the people. So Trump Jr., he ditched his Secret Service detail for a period of time in September, reportedly because he wanted more privacy. But his detail was reactivated about a week later. So he let them go for about a week, and then he got back with them. Now, if I'm not mistaken, these guys are supposed to have Secret Service with them because they're part of the president's family. And, kind of makes you think, well, why didn't Secret Service open that? You got mailbox bombs, all kinds of stuff. Anthrax, which is probably what they were scaring them with. Anthrax just kill you. Done properly, about a big Folgers coffee can worth of the stuff. Spread it over the city and just tear people up. And why didn't Secret Service open that? I mean, shouldn't Secret Service be opening the mailboxes to check? What was really going on? From what I also understand is that before Vanessa got the envelope, her mom actually had the envelope and gave it to her. So if that was actually like real anthrax, that's both of them, the mom and daughter. So Secret Service, somebody's got to be able to answer that. Why Secret Service didn't open that mail, and who actually sent it. Now you got all kind of DNA stuff that you can do. Check the addresses where it came from. All of that. How much investigation is really going to be done into that? And if they actually do find out who did it, then what are they going to do? They're going to throw them a party. Another thing here that I wanted to talk about was the insanity, the straight up insanity of the media. How much they do everything they can do to spite the United States. So Kim Jong's little sister is over there at the Olympics along with Mike Pence. Let's see if I can get that up real quick. I'll do a separate video on it, but I'm not. We're gonna keep it the same. Let's see. So yeah, they're bragging on how beautiful Kim Jong's little sister is, and she is a good-looking girl. She's a good-looking woman. She's hot. Just straight up said, Kim Jong's little sister is hot. But you also have to understand that these people, the North Koreans, they want us dead. They've been threatening the United States for many, many years. Threatening to blow up the country. Little Kim, he's fed family members to those wild dogs over there. Shot one guy with an anti-aircraft gun. He's starving his people. And they want to talk about how elegant she is and how she one-upped Mike Pence. You know, it's crazy. Yeah, she's cute. But to go that far on the world stage and praise a dictator's family while dissing Mike Pence, just despite the presidency, is pretty ridiculous, don't you think so? I think so, because again, world stage, you're in front of the world, your reports are getting shown worldwide. And you want to sit there and talk bad about America, your own country. You're supposed to be rooting for your country, talking about how great it is, because everybody across the world wants to come here. Pretty much everybody who's in those other countries over there want to come here. They're not trying to go to Egypt. They're not trying to go to Africa. They're not trying to go to Mexico. They're trying to come to the United States of America. They're not trying to go, not many of them trying to go to Germany either, or France, unless you're Muslim and you're just ready to blow some people up. Then France is the place to go. That's where you need to go. But let's see if I can pull up exactly what they said. Listen to how spiteful this crap is. Kim Jong-un's little sister steals Pence's thunder and Trump, at least in Seoul, or however you pronounced it. Man, she's cute. It's the first time ever that any member of North Korea's Kim dynasty has been to South Korea, and Kim Yo-jong is sure to become a luminary for the country's media. Why didn't they just call it a dictatorship? It's not a dynasty. It's the Kim dictatorship. That's what it is. Let's go ahead and read here. North Korea is still in the thunder. It's not the show from the Americans from the Olympics. With the word that the charming younger sister is arriving Friday for an opening ceremony that will also include Mike Pence. Then they go to brag on her. No questioning the excitement generated by the news of the younger sister's presence eclipsed what essentially seemed like the same old boring story. More sanctions of questionable value in persuading Kim Jong to abandon his nuclear program, rather than attempt to undermine the Olympics by missile shots, much less threats of terrorism. Older brother Kim has restored the ultimate weapon in his charms offense in the form of his lovely sister Kim Jo. This is stupid. Now they're talking about it, basically making it seem like the guy who just wants peace. He wants world peace. He cares about everybody. Same guy who fed his uncle to the dogs, right? knowing in both North and South Korea for smiling prettily while saying very little on North Korean TV. In fact, she undoubtedly is a power in her own right, thanks to her title of First Vice Director of the Propaganda and Agitation Director for the ruling Workers' Party. But she is not expected to deliver any policy declarations, much less hint at negotiations on North Korea's nuclear program. Nobody's asking her about that. Nobody cares. Nobody's asking her. We got a guy who wants to blow us up, and that's his little sister. The real question is whether she and Pence will shake hands. No, they did not shake hands. Why would you shake hands with murderous dictator's sister? If I'm not mistaken, wasn't she like involved in this thing where one of the family members, I think they left or something like that, and she put like some kind of liquid up to him, or somebody came with some liquid and put it in the guy's face and he died? The real question is, will she or Pence shake hands while both are watching the opening ceremony from their heated confines of a VIP center, while the crowds in the stands below shiver in the coldest Winter Olympics? She'll presumably be right beside North Korea's ceremonial head of state, 90-year-old Kim Jong-nam, leading the official delegation, plus 140 musicians and entertainers and more than 200 cheerleaders who arrived Wednesday wearing crimson dresses and fur hats. They're here just to cheer on North's 22 athletes. Wow, that many cheerleaders, while South Koreans in the opening under one Korean flag. Blue light image of the Korean peninsula against a white field. Okay. Yeah, make them seem very nice. Let's just pretend these guys don't want to blow up America. And he was also flying his missiles over Japan not too long ago. So, yeah, this guy really wants world peace, and his sister is just going to be the burden. She's just going to be the light. It's the first time ever that any of North Korea's Kim dynasty, beginning with grandfather Kim Il-sung, who ruled for 50 years, has been to South Korea. And she is sure to come to lunacy. Yeah. So they're repeating the same crap again. As for Pence and his pugnacious words as he met with Japan's Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, seemed distinctly out of sync with the tenor of the little sister's visit, and the whole North Koreans are putting on a bid to win the hearts of minds in South Korea. So Big Bad Pence is just over there talking smack, just out of sync. That's ridiculous. So while the Koreans are salivating over the prospect of seeing Kim Yo-jong, Pence in Tokyo was talking darkly for the need for North Korea to once and for all abandon its nuclear weapons program and ballistic missiles. His mincing words, his mincing words, along with the vow to work with America's allies to achieve the global objective of denuclearization of North Korea, definitely seemed out of sync with the mood. Wow. He's just so out of sync because he's talking business, talking about getting those nukes from him. Out of sync with the mood engineered by the prospect of the opening games of South Korea. President Moon Jae and his hopes that there would be watershed event on blah 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 blah. Moon himself was carefully silent. Look how Moon is behaving. Moon himself was carefully silent about both the U.S. position and North Korea's campaign to win the confidence of the Koreans. But he and Pence will be talking about a joint South Korean U.S. military in their exercises. So they're gonna get the sabers rattling. They're gonna get crunked up. But he and Pence will, they've decided they're going to go ahead and postpone those military exercises until after the Olympics, ensuring, so you don't take away from them. Americans are confident in the exercises annual war games. They call this crap games. War games. So, yeah, Americans are confident in the annual war games that always inspire torrents of rhetoric from North Korea and would go on as planned, but South Koreans are not so sure. South Koreans, they just want peace. We actually got troops already stationed over there, y'all. So, yeah. North Korea screw with the South, America bombs them up. One possibility is that they may be reduced in size of scope without simulated bombing runs by B-1 bombers based in Guam that have flown periodically just below the north-south line in an obvious effort to intimidate the North Koreans. So Kim Jong is not trying to intimidate anybody by saying he's got the nuclear button on his desk. But, hey, the South Koreans, they're flying those B-1 bombers over there. There might be us flying those B-1 bombers over there to intimidate the dynasty of the North Koreans. Intimidate those guys. We're just a bunch of warmongering dildos. They're literally saying we're warmongers while uplifting the North Korean dynasty, the little sister especially. And they're talking crap about Pence. He's out of touch. He's ready to kick some butt. And the Americans, we like that. Although leftists and liberals elected Moon by a wide majority in snap election last May after the outsider and gelling of Park Gwynne, whatever. The right wing still exercise considerable power and influence. They have been embarrassing the government at every chance in the run-up to the games, shouting slogans and waving South Korean and American flags. Oh my God, so we're embarrassing the government with our slogans, Make America Great Again, and waving the flags for South Korea and North Korea, vowing to ambush the nice, gracious North Koreans with tirades over the mega loudspeakers whenever they show up to an athletic contest or cultural exhibition. Yeah, I think when you're at the Olympic Games, you're cheering for your country and you're going to wave your country's flag. And they're saying that we're just attacking little North Korea. We're attacking little Kim. They're out in such force as the North Korean entertainers arrived by boat at a port on the eastern coast that the North Koreans refused to get off. So we scared them so bad they didn't even want to get off the boat. They didn't want to get off the boat. They were so scared by these big bad Americans. To the news media, the liberal news media, you wonder why y'all side lost. Because you buttholes, you jerks, you penis breaths, and I'm getting demonetized for this here, but I really mean this here, you lying sacks of crap. That's what you need. You guys need to boot up your butts. Half of you guys need to be fired because what you're doing, and this is worldwide, accessible worldwide. You dissing your own country in front of the world. You're putting your own country down in front of the world at the Olympic Games. You're uplifting a murderous regime where they've starved millions and millions of their own people, where people are sent to these camps to die because maybe they just had their haircut wrong, where people have been fed to dogs as part of execution, where people don't have freedom of speech. See, over here, we got freedom of speech. I can do this all day long. All day long. And you curse over there in North Korea, you're probably going to die. Your haircut's wrong in North Korea. You're probably going to die or be sent to those camps to where you're going to work to death. You're going to be worked to death and not fed. Not only that, when one of your family members screw up, the rest of the family members have to suffer too. And America's media is so corrupt that they are uplifting a murderous dictator regime to spite America. I don't know what you guys think about it, but something needs to be done by the media. And you don't need to be hooked on the American media because they suck. Plain and simple. They suck, they lie. They run a story like this here, but they're not running the stories of these different memos and dossiers and things like that being released. Check this out. Trump almost fell into a trap. He wanted a memo released, and the Democrats were like, yeah, release this memo. And so in that memo, they left trade practices and contacts and stuff in there. So if Trump would have been like, yeah, release this here, guess what? They would have got him for a crime. And since that crime would have, put Americans' infrastructure at risk, those trade secrets, those sources, all that kind of stuff in there that they left out and tried to coax him into letting out, they would have actually had a crime, and probably an impeachable crime. Over the last 2 years, there basically been a year before he was president, and while he was president, been running this phony Russian collusion story. All the information is coming out for you to read, and I guess I'll do a video on that maybe this coming weekend when I have a chance to sit down longer and maybe just read through that stuff for some of you guys. But it's accessible, you can go look it up. But it's ridiculous. They've been going after this phony stuff. They've been going after Trump on a phony investigation all this time. Proof is already out there that it was bought and paid for by Hillary Clinton and her campaign, if you want to keep it simple. The judges that granted the FISA warrant were lied to. They didn't know about the prostitutes and all of that who peed on the bed. Apparently they said they didn't know, but they were probably real quick to grant that because of who it was. 4 different times that stuff was renewed so they can continue to go after the president who's done absolutely nothing wrong. Nothing except for give you more money back in your pocket. Taking the power away from the government. For every new regulation, I believe 22 or something like that have to be taken care of, gone. So, no crime to see. They're still pursuing it. Hillary has these crimes with paper trails. People have died with paper trails, money trails directly to her. No one's touching that. Mainstream ain't touching it. So don't trust your media. Don't trust your mainstream media about what you hear. Look at the results. Anyways, that's it for you guys. If you liked the video, I know I went a little bit long on this one here. Holy crap. 29 minutes, 53 seconds. If you liked the video, go ahead and subscribe. hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell so you can get notifications that I'm uploading. I upload all kinds of stuff. You might catch me street racing eventually once the car is completely done. As you can see, I do the tasted videos. I do the video game videos. I do a little something for everybody around here. I even do the real talk videos. Let's keep the word going. Let's keep it spreaded. So if you like the video, share it. You might be a Trump supporter, but can't say anything about it. Well, I've been called coon, racist against my own race, sellout, Uncle Ruckus, Uncle Tom, all of that. Share me, I don't care. I've been all that, just coming up, just trying to be myself in life. So share. Need the subs. YouTube did change their requirements. Have to have 1,000 or more subs to stay monetized. So that will help me out a lot. Anyways, guys, peace out.